Namo Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityaṁ Bhāgavata-sevayā. Bhagavati Uttama-shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Neshtaki. Aradhayo Bhagavan Vrajeshatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam. Ramya Kajitupasana Vajavadhu Vargena Vakalpita. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Pramanam Amalam Prema Pumartho Mahan. Śrī Caitanya-Mahāprabhu Matamidam Tatradharana Para. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namaste Girirajaya Govardhanti Namine Ashesha Kleshanashaya Paramananda Daine Hantaya Madari Abala Haridasa Varyo Yadrama Krishna Charana Sparsha Pramoda Manam Tanoti Sahago Ganayostayorya Paniya Suyavasa Kandara Kandamulai. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading the beautiful section of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, chapter 26. Now we're going to start a new chapter today, which is entitled Wonderful Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa is wonderful, Adbhut, very special. And all his activities, his pastimes, his qualities, his beauty, his loving exchanges with devotees, everything is wonderful. So this is in continuation with the last chapter, which is you're reading how Kṛṣṇa lifted Govardhan Hill, protected all the residents, then put it back, and then they were offering prayers, gave different articles, and then Indra also realized his mistake. But now we will see what happens further. So there's a short summary. Maybe someone can read the summary, and then we will read the verses.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I read, Prabhu?
Sure, please.
Yes, Prabhuji. In this chapter, Nanda Maharaja describes Krishna's opulences to the cowherd men, as Nanda had heard of them from Garga Muni. The cowherd men, unaware of Lord Krishna's power, were amazed to see his various extraordinary activities. The men approached Nanda Maharaja and told him that after seeing how Kṛṣṇa, a boy only 7 years old, had lifted a mountain, and how he had previously killed the demons as Putana and generated extreme attraction in the hearts of everyone in Vrindavana, the men had become doubtful and bewildered about how Sri Krishna could possibly have taken birth in the unsuitable environment of a cowherd community. Nanda replied by relating to them what Garga Muni had told him about Sri Krishna. Garga Muni had said that in the previous ages, Nanda's boy had manifested himself in white, red, and yellow forms, whereas now in Dwapara age, he had assumed his darkish blue from Krishna Rupa, because he descended as the son of Vasudeva. One of his many names is Vasudeva, and he has innumerable other names indicating his many qualities and activities. Garga Muni had predicted that Krishna would prevent all sorts of catastrophes in Gokula, spread unlimited auspiciousness, and increase the ecstasy of the cowherd men and women. In a previous age, he had provided protection for the saintly Brahmanas when they were harassed by low-class dacoits and there was no proper ruler in the society. As the demons in the higher planets can never defeat the demigods who have Lord Vishnu on their side, no enemy can ever defeat those who love Krishna. In this affinity for his devotees and his opulence and power, Krishna is just like Lord Narayana himself. Overjoyed and overstruck by Garga Muni's statement, the cowherd men concluded that Krishna must be an empowered representative of the Supreme Lord Narayana. Thus, they worshipped him and Nanda Maharaj. Should I continue, Prabhuji, or like is that on?
Yeah, thank you for reading this nice summary. In multiple chapters, we see a nice summary at the beginning. It kind of gives the gist of the chapter. So as we read the verses, we're going to cover in more details. So let's read the. Okay, let's begin from text 1. Śrī Śuka uvacha evam vidhani karmani gopa krishnasya vikṣyate evam vidhani karmani gopa krishnasya vikṣyate atadvirya vidah prochu Samabhyetyasu Vishmita. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, Abhicharana Arvind, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shukdev Goswami said, the cowherd men were astonished when they saw Krishna's activities such as lifting Govardhan hill. Unable to understand his transcendental potency, they approached Nanda Maharaj and spoke explains this verse as follows. During Lord Krishna's pastime of lifting Govardhan hill, the cowherd men simply enjoyed the spiritual bliss of Lord's activities without analyzing them. But afterwards, when they had returned to their homes, perplexity arose within their hearts. Thus they thought, now we have directly seen child Kṛṣṇa lift Govardhan hill. And we remember how he killed Putana and other demons, extinguished the forest fire, and so on. At the time, we thought that these extraordinary acts occurred because of a benediction from the Brahmanas or because of Nanda Maharaj's great fortune, or that perhaps this boy had achieved the mercy of Lord Narayana and was thus empowered by him. But these presumptions are false because an ordinary 7-year-old boy could never hold up the king of mountains for 7 whole days. Krishna is not a human being. He must be the Supreme Lord himself. But on the other hand, child Krishna loves it when we coddle him, and he becomes morose when we, his uncles and well-wishers, simply when his uncles and well-wishers, simply worldly cowherd men, do not give him attention. He appears to become hungry and thirsty and steal yogurt and milk, sometimes plays tricks, tells lies, chatters childishly, and tends the calves. If he is the actual Supreme Lord, why would he be doing these things? Don't they indicate that he is an ordinary human child? We are totally unable to establish the truth of his identity. Therefore, let us go and inquire from the highly intelligent king of Vraja, Nanda Maharaj, and he shall free us from our doubts. According to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the cowherd men thus made up their minds and then entered Nanda Maharaj's great assembly hall and questioned him as described in the following verse. Hare Krishna. So, this is very, very beautiful verse here. And the title of this chapter is Wonderful Kṛṣṇa. How Kṛṣṇa is so amazing. So I was thinking that the Indra and the Surbhi story will come, but actually that's the next chapter. Just wanted to clarify. Maybe I misspoke. I was thinking that that's this chapter. But that story, like how Indra, right now, Indra has realized his mistake, but he has not done anything about it, right? Realizing mistake is not sufficient until we try to rectify it. Just realization of the mistake is of no good use until we try to rectify and correct it. That will happen in the next chapter. So in this chapter, what's happening, most of the activities Kṛṣṇa would do would be human-like, right? As kids like to play with other kids, right? They like to steal butter. They like to, sometimes tell a lie. They like to joke. They like to, get dirty in the mud, right? They don't know what to eat, what not to eat. Sometimes they'll put, dirt in their mouth, Mridabhakshan Lila. Sometimes they will play and break toys, right? Kṛṣṇa broke multiple toys. So majority of the activities Kṛṣṇa did were human-like, like as ordinary human children would do. But there were quite a few, many activities which no ordinary human could do. Govardhan Lila is very fresh in everyone's mind. And then now they are kind of thinking, well, how can he lift Govardhan Hill? Well, Garga Muni said that he'll be special, but really, like, how much? Like, first they thought, oh, he's maybe, king of, the son of the great king of Nanda Maharaj's child. That's why. But still, that, like, lifting Govardhan Hill for 7 days, a 7-year-old boy, no, it's not possible. So maybe they are thinking, so all these Gopas together are having this thought, they're having this meeting, and they have approached Nanda Maharaj. They have come to Nanda Maharaj's great assembly hall. Nanda Maharaj is the king. Vraja, Indra is the king of Vraja. So, even seeing these activities, right? Like these, like some activities happened in their, like Govardhan, like everyone was seeing it. Some they did not see. For example, Kṛṣṇa would kill different demons and then the friends would come and report. Sometimes, they would not take it seriously. Yeah, well, how can an ordinary child, Kṛṣṇa today built a bridge on the water. They'll take it how, it must be crazy. Oh, today Kṛṣṇa killed a big, Rakshasa, Dhenukasur, Trinavrata, so many, so, but some they had seen in front of their eyes. For example, Putana, right? For example, this Govardhan Hill and many others as well. And they are in shock, unable to understand. Atat virya vidha. Atat. They are not able to understand how can, seeing all these pastimes, they are not able to comprehend. So a beautiful line comes, which I want to quote from the purport. The cowherd men simply enjoyed the spiritual bliss of Lord's activities without analyzing them. That's how our mood should be. Devotees' mood should be, we cannot analyze Krishna's activities through our head. We have to relish through our heart. We cannot understand. How can we understand? He is the infinite. He can lift, like Ananta Shesha is one expansion. All the universes are floating on his head. And they are like, all these universes are like mustard seeds on his head. How many mustard seeds we can easily hold in our hand? Thousands, hundreds. But Ananta Shesha is so big. This one universe may appear, what to speak of this universe, this world, this earth may appear to be very big to us. But the entire Brahmanda is floating like a mustard seed on the Ananta Shesha's head. So we cannot comprehend that. We cannot comprehend, ocean of honey in the upper planets. We cannot comprehend that. So as Vaishnavas, but at the same time, we want to caution us that bhakti does not mean blind faith either. We are not discouraging intelligent questions. So, taking to the path of Krishna consciousness, one must inquire. But when one has come to the understanding that this is the right path, then we have to understand that we cannot understand everything. We'll understand something. Some things will be clear. Oh, the law of body, soul makes sense. The law of karma makes sense. Some things we can understand through our logic, through our intelligence, which we must use and try with a faithful and humble heart. So scriptures do not discourage intelligent questions. At the same time, absurd inquiries also are not encouraged. Like Prabhupada sometimes, hey, why do you keep the head shaved? Right? So like absurd inquiries. We should ask genuine questions which should help us in our bhakti. So very nice point. So all these Gopa, the elder men, are going to Nanda Maharaj. Why? Because they are trying to understand who is he. At sometimes he's doing like childish things, but at other times he is doing extraordinary Herculean things, activities. So that's why they are in doubt. When in doubt, approach devotees. While being a great devotee, and he shall free us from our doubts. So beautiful. Any thoughts, comments here? Any questions, additions? First verse. So let's see what happened. What did they ask? Anyone wants to read next verse? Who did not get chance maybe yesterday? Yes, Akshay or Rahu Prabhu.
Balakasya yadetani karmani ati adbhutani vai katam arhyati asau janam gramyesva atma jugupis. Translation: The cowherd men said, since this boy performs such extraordinary activities, how could he warrant a birth among worldly men like us? A birth that for him would seem contemptible. An ordinary living being cannot avoid unpleasant circumstances, but the Supreme Controller can always make perfect arrangements for his pleasure. Hare Krishna.
People. Hateful. Okay. So, all the cowherd men are speaking this verse. They have reached Nanda Maharaj's court. Shukdev Goswami is like an expert director, like a movie is sharing. So, Balakasya yad etani, this boy, this child, Karmani ati adbhutani. That's the title to the chapter. Adbhuta. Adbhuta means wonderful, amazing, extraordinary, right? His activities are extraordinary, right? There's a beautiful verse in Bhagavad Gita. Not able to recall this Sanskrit of that, but I'm going to try to open. It's in chapter 4, I believe. Oh, chapter 2, actually. The amazing verse. It's called the amazing verse. Anyone wants to read this? Or wonderful verse? Amazing, wonderful, extraordinary. 2.29. Yes, Baldev Prabhu can read.
आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चित् एनम् आश्रयवत् वदति तथैव छन्न आश्रयवत् चैनम् अन्नो शृणोति श्रुत्वा शुद्धापि एनं वेदा न चैव कश्चित्. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Some look on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. Back to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Right, well, this is the amazing verse. So many times the word amazing, Ashcharya. Some look soul as amazing. Some describe, because soul is so amazing, is it not? When the body dies, the soul never dies. Some hear of him as amazing. The other meaning is also that those people, those devotees who hear about Krishna are very amazing too. Because not everyone wants to hear Krishna Katha or the Katha about the soul, the Atma, Paramatma. But there are also, is it not amazing that even after hearing about him, we cannot understand him? So many people know the science of soul, but how many really try to follow it? It's like everyone knows I'm going to die, but how many are really doing something about it? Everyone is just thinking of short term, right? Oh, let me secure my future. Is it not? Let me secure, buy better health, buy better wealth, buy better job, buy better home, buy maybe some policy, some insurance and this and that. But very few are really securing their future, because that's like only short term. Is it not? If someone says, well, all these things one may do, but how much one can, even if, let's say, one makes a lot of money, a lot of savings, a lot of whatnot, that will only momentarily help him in the journey of the soul. So isn't that amazing? Actually, Yudhishthira Maharaj was asked, what is the most astonishing or amazing thing by the Yaksha? He said, everyone sees their grandfather died, their great-grandfather died, correct? Some of their friends also die. Some neighbors also die. Some close family members also pass away. Big leaders also pass away. But I still have 100 more years. And I will live forever. That's the biggest amazement. Who knows how much time one has? So in short, one should not just prepare for this short term, next few decades, but which we don't know, which is like uncertain thing. But one should also prepare for the real journey of the soul, which is to go home back to Godhead. So back to this verse, that this very, very adbhuta balaka, his extraordinary activities, the point here is made that an ordinary living being cannot avoid unpleasant circumstances. For example, it's very rainy. I don't want rain. I want nice, comfortable wind. Can I do it? Anything about it? No, I can't. Let's say it's very sunny outside, almost 100-degree temperature. I don't want that. I want to just walk in a maybe 70-degree temperature. Sorry. An ordinary being cannot avoid. But the Supreme Controller can always make perfect things for his pleasure. It's a beautiful point. Sun, moon, rain, everything is under his control. So the cowherd men are asking, how could he be born amongst us? We know that we are ordinary. We cannot control all these. But then why he would be born amongst us? Because we are ordinary people. How can the Supreme Lord be born in amongst us ordinary cowherd men? So that's your question here to Nanda Maharaj. Any other thoughts, comments here?
Prabhuji, that we feel that we will never die, that means we're the soul. That proves that we're the soul only.
That is so true. But I think that understanding is coming more from ignorance than from knowledge. Because a pure devotee will also say, yes, I'll never die. You know, like Prahlad Maharaj, okay, if you want to kill my body, that's so. But when most people have this understanding, I'll never die, but their understanding is coming more on the tamoguna, lack of knowledge, thinking I will live forever, I'll enjoy forever. So, yeah, that's why it is said, ignorance is bliss. Is it not? But actually, ignorance is not bliss. So pure devotees are always in bliss, and foolish people are also in bliss. But their bliss is of different nature. Like a person in the gutter, drunkard in the gutter, in the pool of mud and like stool, they'll feel, oh, I'm enjoying. I'm so happy. But that is it really bliss? A person who has some sense will know, like, look at this. It's like a degraded, like even worse than an animal, and he thinks he's enjoying. That's basically called like tamoguna, or illusory happiness in ignorance. Ignorance is not bliss. It's basically tamoguna. Ignorance means tamoguna. But a pure devotee is also very happy, always pure soul. Brahma bhuta prasannatma. But their understanding is because of the spiritual enlightenment. So the point you made is correct. Thank you, Prabhu. Any other thoughts? The soul is always seeking happiness, right? We all want to be happy because there is intrinsic desire. But somehow we try to find it in different ways, material ways. But the intrinsic desire is coming from there. The intrinsic desire to not die, as Prabhu said, is coming from there. Because we are eternal being, part and parts of the Supreme Sachidananda. Hare Krishna. I see a lot of devotees have joined. Jitendra, Prabhu, where are you joining from? Which city, state, country?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I'm from Tampa Prabhu.
You're from Tampa. That's great. This is your first time joining this session?
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, recently there was a program in Ayappa temple, so there I got the contact info. Actually, I didn't know we have a very good big community over here.
Wow. The Radhashtami program you attended?
Yes, Prabhuji.
And that was your first experience with Iskcon Tampa.
Yes, Prabhuji.
That's wonderful. And where do you live? Which part of?
This Martin Luther King Road. So we have Sable Park over here near Brandon. Brandon is nearby from here, like
And
4
okay.
Yeah.
You know any devotees on this call, like Subala Prabhu or Prabhu?
No, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. So gradually you'll get to know them. They also live in the area, Brandon, Valrico area. So please, thank you for coming. And I just texted you. If you could share your number, I can save. That would be helpful. So we can inform you of all the programs going forward as well.
Sure, Prabhuji. Sure. I'm part of the WhatsApp group. I think Subala
Okay.
Prabhuji have added me, so I get all those updates. Yep.
Very nice. And you have a family here?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very nice. Very nice. So this is our Bhagavatam reading group. We read every day on weekdays, evenings, and weekends we have program on most weekends, sometimes both Saturday, Sunday, but at least one of those days we have the programs. So, but the other days, like we should take association of devotees daily. So that's why we have this evening Bhagavatam reading group, and in the morning also devotees join for the japa or the mantra meditation group as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So thank you. Let's welcome Jitendra Prabhu from our hearts by loudly chanting 3 times. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So good to see you. Very nice. So you want to read, Prabhu, today?
Sure, Prabhu. Yep.
Okay, let's do it. So we're reading text 3. This is the Canto 10, chapter 26. You can read the third text and the translation.
All right, Prabhuji. Yaha saptahaya no bala kerane kena lilaya katham vibhadra girivaram pushkaram gajaradiva. Can you scroll down, Prabhuji? How could this 7-year-old boy playfully hold up the great hill Govardhana with one hand, just as a mighty elephant hold up a lotus flower?
Wonderful. Your reading of the verse was very clear and distinct. Very nice, Prabhu. Looks like you have been reading Sanskrit verses in the past as well.
Yes, Prabhuji. So I read the Sanskrit, not the English version of it. So yeah, that's the reason.
So you know the Devanagari script.
A little bit, yeah.
Yes. You speak Hindi as your main language in the.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hindi, yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, that's the beauty of Prabhupada's books, the Hindi, or those who are familiar with the Devanagari. It's always easier, I think. I also refer both.
Yeah.
Yes, but very nice. Thank you.
Prabhuji.
So yeah, Sapta Hayano Bala. This 7-year-old, are you, Sapta means 7. Ayu, this word is coming. This Ayu is his only age is 7. Bala, this child. Kara, Tava Kara Kamala. Kara means hands. Not just Kara. Karena Ekena, with single hand. Eka. Lila, as we discussed this the other time, like how do weightlifters lift 500 pounds? Like a Lila, very playfully. Oh my God, give me support, give me support. Put that waist belt, otherwise my back will go. Put that, this, that. I've seen that they put some waist belt, otherwise they have a backache, or and even after doing all that, very, very stressfully, they may lift 200, 300 pounds, or I don't know what the max limit they can lift, but I don't think there's more than 500. So even if they lift 500 pounds, it's so much stress, so much torture, so much for maybe not even 7 seconds, maybe just 1 or 2 seconds and then gone, right? But Kṛṣṇa, what's mentioned here? Karaina ekena lilaya girivaram, right? He lifted this girivaram like the best of the mountains. Giri means mountain. Girivaram means the best of the mountains. Giridhari, Girivaram, Shri Govardhan, Shri Girirajji, he lifted with one hand very playfully. Pushkaram, Pushpa, Pushkara refers to lotus flower. Gaja Radhiva, Gaja means Gajendra Lila, we know. And how Gajendra also, even in the difficult time, remembered Lord Kṛṣṇa by lifting the Pushkara or lotus from his trunk. So in short, in the previous chapter, the example given was of, anyone remembers? Kṛṣṇa lifted Govardhan hill like what? Anyone remembers? Like a baby lifts mushroom. Yes, like a baby easily lifts mushroom. In this chapter, the example is like an elephant lifts lotus. In short, it was very playfully. And that's very astonishing. And that's what all the Gopas are sharing with with Nanda Maharaj's assembly. That this doesn't seem like an ordinary thing. And it is not, because we're talking about the supreme extraordinary being, Purna Purushottam, Sri Bhagavan Kṛṣṇa. Thank you, Jitendra ji, for reading this nice verse. Any thoughts, comments anyone has before we move on? Yes, so Shilpa Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes Prabhuji, Pranam Pranam, Pranam devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Text 4. Toke nami iliptaksina putanaya mahaujasaha pita stana saha prane kale neva vayastano. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. As a mere infant who had hardly yet opened his eyes, he drank the breast milk of the powerful demoness Putana, and then sucked out her very life air as well, just as the force of time sucks out the youth of one's body. Purport: the word Vaya in this verse indicates youth or lifespan in general. With irresistible power, time takes away our life, and that time is actually Lord Kṛṣṇa himself. Thus, in the case of the powerful witch Putana, Lord Krishna accelerated the time process and within an instant withdrew the duration of her life. Here, the cowherdmen mean to say, how could a mere infant who could barely open his eyes so easily kill a very powerful demoness? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Back to you. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. What is the best thing for the Brajavasis or the devotees? To glorify Krishna's activities. And the gopis would come to Yashoda, as we have read in the previous chapters, and they would apparently complain of Krishna's activities. He did this, he stole butter, he is very naughty, he says to our some daughters, hey, if you do not give me butter and milk, then you will get very old husbands. Right? Or you'll get very angry husbands like that. And he's doing, sometimes he is some little boys, he is troubling them, torturing them, like in a playful ways. He releases our cows sometimes. And the calves, he releases all the calves, and then what do the calves do? The cows will go to the mother and drink all the milk, and then there is no milk left. And then the gopis would complain. Sometimes the gopis would come and complain that Krishna, you are a thief. And then Krishna would say that why would I come and steal? And he'll tell to his mother, like, are you trusting them? Because they are making a plan to malign me, to kill all my reputation. And the gopis say, why would we do to malign? Why would we put false accusations on you? So that I cannot get a good wife in future. Right? Because everyone in Braja will say, oh, don't get your daughter married to a thief. He's a thief. Right? Therefore, mother, don't trust them. Like that, there would be endless pastimes, endless Lilas, and the gopis would come to Yashoda and always complain about Krishna's. It was not a complaint, it was basically Krishna Katha, right? What is Krishna Katha? To glorify Krishna's name, form, qualities. Oh, Krishna did this. Oh, Krishna did this. Oh, Krishna did. So that's what the Rajavasis, the cowherd men are doing this. What are they doing? Oh, Krishna lifted Govardhan hill. Oh, he just seems to be an ordinary boy. Oh, he drank the breast milk of the most powerful demoness and sucked the life air, right? And that too at the time of, we couldn't even open the eyes, because children, how many hours they sleep? Maybe 18 hours, 20 hours, they're sleeping, right? They hardly open the eyes. Like Krishna was just a few days old at that time. So that's the meaning is that even at that age, he killed this powerful demoness. So, in short, in the disguise of a complaint or maybe a question here, or maybe I'm not able to comprehend this, it's nothing but Krishna Katha happening, which is the most dear thing for the Brajavasis. Their life and soul is all centered around Krishna and remembering his activities. So, just as the force of time sucks out youth of one's body. It's a beautiful analogy. The scriptures, teach us so many things in this one verse. Krishna sucked out Putana's life air as youth is sucked by the force of time. No one stays young forever. So we should always be humble. Someone may have a lot of strength, power, or money, or this or that, but just time will suck all that away. Right? The waves of, it's a time and tide wait for none. So we should always be humble and kind and compassionate to others. Today we may have something, but time, the tables may turn tomorrow. A beggar may become a king, the king may become a beggar. Someone who's very healthy, could get a terrible disease tomorrow. It happens all the time, right? Someone who is very famous, we don't know, tomorrow he could be the most infamous. So we should use whatever Kṛṣṇa has given in the best possible way and be humble, be grateful. And time is running fast. So time is running fast. And right now our senses are working. Our body is functional. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. So time will suck the energy out of us. So better we utilize at whatever our age is, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever age we have now, it's only going to go down, right? For most of us, including myself, right? We're only going downhill. The age, power, the capacity to comprehend, memory, etc., physical, mental, all the abilities go down, right? With time. So an intelligent person sees that my time is running. So let me use it in the best possible way. And that is to read, hear, chant, serve Vaishnavas. Because tomorrow I'll not be able to do things I'm able to do now. Is it not? And it's true for everyone. Even if we have great desire, right? At 60 years old, we may not be able to. For some it could be 50, for some it could be 70. We'll not be able to do. Time will not allow us. So in short, let's use the time, energies, body in the best possible way. Any other thoughts, any comments anyone has in this particular verse? They're glorifying here about Putna. How Kṛṣṇa killed Putna. Okay, one last verse for today. Anyone?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Can
Yes.
I read?
Yes. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna devotees. Dandavat Pranam. Verse 5. Hīnatodha sayanasya māsyasya charanabudak anupatat vipajastam rudataha prapadahatam. Translation by the disciple of His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Once when only 3 months old, little Kṛṣṇa was crying and kicking off his feet as he lay beneath a huge cart. Then the cart fell and turned upside down simply because it was stuck by the tip of his toe. So here it is described about the Sakatasura pastime. Back to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The Vrajvasis are glorifying all the activities of Kṛṣṇa. And therefore, this chapter is wonderful, Kṛṣṇa, because they're describing all these wonderful activities. And as Mataji mentioned, this is the cart demon, or Shakat Aso. Shakata means cart. cart which was used to carry anna, right? Anaha. There were a lot of different pots and pans kept. And if you go to Vrindavan from by road from Delhi, let's say you're going, or even from Mathura, the main road, also called the Mathura Road or the GT Road, that's the main highway which connects Delhi, Faridabad, and then goes to Mathura, Vrindavan, all the way to Agra. So it's a big, like a I-75 in Florida. So, which connects, Punta Gorda, Tampa, and Alachua, like that. Actually, it's all in straight line, yes. So, anyways, the point is that there is a place called Chatikara, which comes from this demon Shataka. So that's where at that time Kṛṣṇa was only a few months. Masasya, the word used, mas means month. Now, we all may have seen these kids when they are a few months old. They like to kick, right? Their legs in the air, right? They like to kick. He can't like still turn or move, but they like to kick. They move their hands, move their legs, right? So Kṛṣṇa was doing Shayana, right? Mata Yashoda was busy doing something. So she kept or she put baby Kṛṣṇa underneath that cart as a shelter, right? Because the cart was big. But as Kṛṣṇa touched the cart, now little baby, if they touch this cart, was very heavy, right? For example, in this case, in modern times, we can say the little baby touched the cart has become car now, and the car flipped upside down and trampled into pieces, fell apart, right? Will anyone believe this? Oh, a 3-year-old baby touched the car with his feet, with his charana, and the car fell apart into pieces. That's astonishing, is it not? That's very, very astonishing. Someone will say you are crazy. But when they see it with their own eyes, right? The children, actually, we have read this pastime in great detail in the previous chapter. And the children in their stammering, voice, they were saying, they were explaining this Lila, they were awestruck. And then the elder said, well, are you crazy? Are you crazy? What are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense. So this is Kṛṣṇa. So one after the other, they are sharing one after the other extraordinary, wonderful, amazing pastimes to Nanda Maharaj. Do you remember about Putna? You remember recently how he lifted Govardhana? You remember how he did, and they'll continue for a few more verses, basically giving us also chance to hear more and remember all these chapters we have covered, Putana, Trinavrat, Shakatasur, etc. So any thoughts, comments here or any just realizations, reflections in the last few minutes? Anyone has? Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. So we will pause here and continue with next verse tomorrow. Continue to read and hear about so many wonderful activities of wonderful Kṛṣṇa. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samavita Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhyaiva cha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaः. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very well explained. Hari Bol to you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Jitendra ji and Varun ji, for joining.